Hi there, wig lover. This is Heather from CysterWigs.com, and today I'm bringing you a review of a wig that's very special to me. This one is called Upstage by Raquel Welch, and the color on this is RL33/35, also known as Deepest Ruby. I love this color, and I reviewed Scene Stealer in this color, and you can see that in my comparative video of Shiloh and Scene Stealer and Zara by John Renaud. This is made of the same material that Scene Stealer is made out of, namely that beautiful true-to-life heat-friendly synthetic fiber. And I think that the true-to-life fiber works the best in these shorter styles. I feel like they tangle a little bit less, and you just really get a very rich, beautiful color out of these true-to-life fibers. They tend to take to the pigment in a little bit more of a true fashion than the regular synthetics, and overall their appearance tends to be a little bit more brilliant with a little bit less shine. It's a very nice fiber. So you can see Deepest Ruby has this very beautiful number 33, which is like a dark natural auburn. It had almost like a brown auburn. And then on top of that you've got this 35, which is an intense, almost like a fiery dark red. It's actually got like a teeny bit of violet in it, so it pulls slightly blue, whereas the 33 pulls slightly brown, so it just kind of makes it fiery and just delicious. I love this color. It's actually my favorite color from the Raquel True to Life color selections. And I call this wig the wig that started it all. And there's like a little story behind it. And so for anybody who's interested in that story, I'll let you know all about it towards the end of this review. I know people only watch about the first couple minutes of most of these reviews, so I want to get to the specs and what I think of the wig first, and then I'll tell you the history of me with this wig and all the hearts. So this is the large capped version of Upstage. Upstage comes in two versions. It comes in an average cap size and a large cap size. If you have any questions about that whatsoever, if you're even questioning whether or not you should get the large cap size, you should get the large cap size. Like, Raquel Welch wigs tend to fit true to size most of the time. So if it says average, then they tend to fit average. And in the case of these 100% hand-tied wigs like Upstage, that is extremely true. They don't really have much give. They don't really stretch very much. Some brands have very stretchy hand-tied caps. Raquel Welch is not one of those brands. So you want to make sure that the wig fits well right off the bat. So in this case, I think that if you are above 22.5 inches, if you're borderline 23.5 or, you know, around 23-ish, go with the large cap version. It will fit relatively well. It might be kind of roomy, but it's better for it to be roomy than for it to be so tight that it doesn't fit and it wants to fly off your head. And I'll tell you more about that later. This one is 3.6 ounces. It gives you lots of hair, just lots and lots of hair. Comes pre-styled with these really generous curls. Very open curls, very loose, very beautifully styled. Now I'm also doing a review of Play It Straight, and I'm actually going to contrast the two because they're very similar in the way that they're cut, but they're made of different materials, they have different cap construction, they have different layering around the front, and Upstage gives you more hair than the Play It Straight does. So for that money, not only are you getting a completely hand-tied cap and a heat-friendly fiber, but you're also getting more hair, which is very nice. I think this is a very beautiful amount of hair, especially on me, because I have kind of a broad face. I think that this is the perfect amount of volume. The front on Upstage is 7 inches. The crown down is 9.5 inches, but it's heavily layered. The sides are also 9 inches, and the back is also 9 inches. So it's a little bit more of a bob than something like Play It Straight, which is kind of like a bob/shag hybrid. The nape on here is 6.5 inches. This is a heat-friendly synthetic, so you can use heat tools up to 350 degrees to style this however you like. However, caveat, if you happen to heat style this straight, or if you recurl it, then it will retain that texture and you'll have to style it again to get it to look like this again. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what Upstage looks like all the way around. I really do love this wig. I think it's beautiful on. It has a 100% hand-tied lace front because the whole cap is hand-tied. So let me pull that down a little bit so you can see the lace front a little bit better. Has a little bit of like a faux widow's peak here to kind of give the hairline some contour. That's a nice lace front on there, by the way. Very well threaded. And then here is the top. Again. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off now so I can show you what the cap construction looks like. This wig is 100% hand-tied, and like I said before, the cap does not have much give, but this will accommodate a head of up to 24 inches in circumference due to the fact that it has an extended nape with felt and it can be adjusted here at the back. Here is that monofilament top. It's surrounded by a layer of felt all the way around the perimeter of that mono top, which helps make it a little bit more comfortable on. There is no felt in between here, but you can see that seam in between the lace front and the mono top is quite light, which is nice. Helps it blend in a little bit better. The nape is extended. The back is made of a slightly stretchy material. Not as stretchy as some of the other brands I carry, but it does have a little bit of give if you need a little bit of extra room here at the crown. And all in all, this is a beautifully made piece. It is beautiful. Look at the layering there. Now, heat-friendly material in general tends to be a little stiffer than regular synthetic, so when you shake it around, it doesn't quite move like regular synthetic. And here's what the top of that monofilament looks like. Again, very well done. Beautiful, beautiful color. I'm going to go ahead and put this one back on now. This large one is, like I said, a little roomy on me. It's especially roomy here in the back, but that's all right because, as I mentioned earlier, I call this one the wig that started it all, because this was supposed to be my first everyday wig. I saw it on a very famous, very popular wig website and thought, oh my goodness, this is like it. This is so professional and polished and beautiful, and I want it so badly. And of course, you know, I saved up my pennies. I was a college student at the time, so I didn't have many pennies to spare. It took me over a year to save up for this wig. So for those of you who talk about how, you know, you're on a fixed income or you don't have that much money to throw around, I know. Trust me, I've been in your shoes. I completely understand, you know, so this, if nothing else, hopefully this story will get across the point that I've been there too. I ordered this Upstage. I obsessed over the color. I called this company and talked to one of their phone reps and asked them very specific questions about the durability of the fiber. How does this cap fit? Here's my circumference measurement. Will this wig fit me? You know, and blah, blah, blah. I asked about the color because I was torn between this one and Cinnabar, and ended up on Deepest Ruby because I just really love these dark reds. They're just so vibrant and beautiful. I purchased this wig after talking to a phone rep for about an hour and asking all these questions because I'd never owned a wig before. I'd always just owned top pieces. And, you know, I recommend to people all the time, don't go through the phase. If you have, I call it the phase, if you have alopecia and you have very thin hair on the top of your head, toppers are like the worst thing for you. I mean, I know that certain websites, certain very prominent websites, suggest that toppers are ideal for that kind of alopecia. I'm going to say the exact freaking opposite because I have that kind of alopecia. So I definitely think that if you think that you need to start off with toppers and then transition into wigs, you're doing yourself a big disservice. Just bite the bullet, get yourself some wigs instead. They're much more comfortable, they will save your hair, and they won't pull or hurt in the same way that those toppers and extensions will. My 2 cents on that. But anyway, I didn't know that at the time. I thought that, you know, it was just the thing to do, to go from toppers to full wigs. And I thought that, oh God, full wigs, they're so scary, you know? And so this was my first one. This was me biting that bullet and doing that thing back when I didn't know anything at all about wigs. And of course this wig arrived. Not this one specifically, but the average size version of Upstage in this color, because I love this color. And I couldn't even get the dang thing on my head. I couldn't even get it on. Like, I tried to get it on, but it just like felt like it was gonna boom, like fly right off my head. It was super, super uncomfortable. It didn't lay right. And I was like, well, shoot, I'm gonna have to totally, you know, exchange this. I'm gonna have to totally send this back in. And I was a little upset because I had specifically talked to people over the phone about this, and they straight up lied to me and said that, you know, oh yeah, that'll fit you, 23.5-inch circumference, that'll totally fit you. No! I now know that no one who knows anything about wigs at all would ever say that the average sized version of a hand-tied wig, such as Upstage, would just automatically fit. I mean, there are lots of variables in there, but most of the time with Raquel Welch wigs, they're a little less stretchy. They're not gonna accommodate a large head size unless you specifically get the large cap size. That's why it exists. So, you know, I felt very betrayed, I guess, it would be the best way to put it. And so, you know, this is a very big brand. This is a big store that I bought this wig from. I mean, it's one that if you Google wigs, it's one of the first ones to pop up in the Google AdWords. I mean, if you go to their site once, their cookies are in place so that no matter where you browse, their ads pop up everywhere. You know what I mean? So it's a big wig store. And I contacted them, and when I sent the wig back in, they told me that because I forgot the hairnet, because I did, I legitimately forgot the hairnet, and because it looked like the cap was slightly stretched out, which I don't think it was, I think they just basically took that based upon what I told them, and they just kind of ran with it, they were only going to give me half credit for my return, even though the wig was never cut, never combed, never washed. I tried it on, stuck it back in the box, and sent it back. So basically, I paid $220 for a hairnet. Yeah, that's not cool. Like, that's so not cool. I was so pissed off about that. You know, and now I understand why they were so picky about the hairnet, but they didn't even give me a chance to send the hairnet back in, you know? And if the wig would have been in crappy condition, or if I would have brushed it, or if it would have had signs of wear, I kind of would understand, especially now that I own a store, I would kind of understand if the wig wasn't in pristine condition, why they would do what they did. But the wig had never been worn. I never combed it, I never styled it, and that to me was just madness, that a hairnet was $220. So, you know, that started into motion a really, really rapid progression for me. I wanted to learn everything that there was about wigs because I wanted to open a store so that way that crap didn't happen to people who bought from me, because it was just madness, you know? But at any rate, I love this wig. I think it's beautiful on. The only real downside to anything related to this wig is the same kind of downside that comes with any wig made of heat-friendly synthetic fiber, regardless of the brand. It's very, very flattering on, and I think that this one would be a really great addition to anyone's wig wardrobe, provided that you can handle and manage the maintenance of a heat-friendly synthetic, and you know and are okay with how that's going to wear over time. So thank you for watching. This is Heather from CysterWigs.com. Until next time, I hope you have a great night, and check out my site if you get a chance. It's just www.cysterwigs.com. Bye-bye.